Let me see. It's live right now.
All right, let me go
I'm
to.
going to send it to a couple folks too. Let's get it. Let's get it. What's popping, everybody? I am live with Mr. Outley. We're going to get some folks in here first before we get into this conversation. So come on in, come on in, come on in. I feel like my lighting is not that good. On my camera, I look bright light, and on the computer, I don't. Let me see. All right, all right. Hey, 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 everybody. Tune on in. What's up? What's up? What's popping? Let's see what YouTube is up to. Um, I am going to, should be showing me live on my home page on Facebook. All right. How you doing today, brother?
You know what? I'm good. I can't complain. I really can't at all. How are you feeling?
Whew. I'm all right. Like you said, can't complain. No sense in doing it. Nobody cares anyway.
And it's not going to change anything
Not a bit.
at all.
Not even a little bit. Okay, so I'm tuned in on Facebook. So if you are joining on Facebook, first of all, I appreciate you. Secondly, I have to remind you that we are broadcasting through a platform called StreamYard, and StreamYard requires that you grant StreamYard permission to access your Facebook. Otherwise, I will not be able to see your comments. I might see it because I have my phone in my hand, but I am trying to stay locked in and engaged with my guests. So please and thank you. Subscribe to, you don't have to subscribe, but you have to grant them permission. And best case scenario, head on over there to YouTube, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any time that I go live. And let's run these numbers up. All right. All right. Let's get it. Let me see. Let me find the YouTube doohickey so I can make sure I share this to my goodness. So the lights are really hot. I don't know if you got like studio lights over there. Oh Lord. It's kind of hot over here.
It's a little small, like light just to put on the desk.
Man, I'm always doing the most over this way. Doing the most. All right. So, welcome, welcome, welcome to another edition of the Blowing Bubbles podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, buckle up because we never know what's going to happen. All of this is unscripted. We're just going to have a casual conversation. I am honored to have such an esteemed guest in the house tonight. Woo! Man, Mr. Outley is a Detroit native. He is
Oh,
in
for sure.
Atlanta. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Y'all gonna hear it. He'll say his things. Um, he is an actor. He is a spoken word artist. He is a model. We are affiliated with a group called TLA Over 40. We all up in this thing. All up in this thing being fly over 40. How you doing, my brother Harold Outley?
What up, Joe? First of all, I appreciate you having me. I am doing. I am groovy. I really am. I have nothing to complain about, and I'm just glad to be here. I appreciate you bringing me onto your platform and
Yeah.
blowing a few bubbles or whatnot.
Man, I stay with Bubbles. I really stay with Bubbles. Hey, Wendy. Hey, Sherry, Renee, Miranda, Cheryl. We got some folks on Facebook now. Hey, 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 hey. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Make sure,
Hey,
give us a
ladies.
share. We want to run these numbers
Hey,
up.
ladies. Yeah,
We
please
want to,
share and leave your comments, your questions.
yes, let's engage and we're gonna get some full engagement tonight. I want to see y'all active in these comments. I am excited. I don't often have to see y'all active in these comments. I just hit my YouTube without turning my volume down. Okay. My bad. Whew, lot. That's what happens when you're live. You never know what to expect. So how I don't even know where to start. How did you end up in Atlanta? Let's start there.
Well, I ended up in Atlanta after leaving Detroit and lived in Texas for a minute, then California for a minute. And when my time in Texas was up, I had a choice. It was either go back to Detroit, which I was determined not to do, or come to the A. And then I said, you know
Hey,
what? I think the A is probably the better choice because I didn't want to go back to that cold weather. So
man, how about
here I
that?
am. Oh
How
yeah.
about that? So, yeah, I'm from Ohio, so I can relate. Like
Oh, I'm
that
sorry. I'm
snow.
sorry you from there.
Oh, don't start none. Won't be none, man. Come
I'm
on
sorry.
now. We
I
too
was about
early
to
in the
say.
broadcast.
Oh, okay. I was about to say go blue,
Lord,
but I'm
come
not
on
even
now.
going.
Are you into college football?
I most certainly am. You know it's go
So
blue with
so
me.
you liking that team up north?
I don't like that team down south.
Oh,
You already know what
shots
it is.
fired already. Shots fired.
But we gonna be nice. We gonna be nice.
I'm still have all the love in the world for you after this. But
For sure.
yeah.
For sure.
So hey Kimberly, long time no see. Hey Wendy. Oh man, so you threw me off with the reference to my team.
Of
But
course. Yeah. Yeah.
now you ended. How long have you been in Atlanta?
So I got here June 3rd, 2008. I
Okay,
left.
wow, you've been here going on 20 years now. Okay,
I left in 12, went to Memphis, and then I came back in 13. So yeah, I've been in the A for a minute. Uh, yeah. I mean,
awesome.
the D is the crib. Atlanta is home.
I love it. I love it. I'm a mental nomad, so I'm home wherever I'm at. I've been trying to leave Atlanta since I got here, though. Crazy enough.
It don't look like it's working
Now,
for you.
huh?
It don't look like it's working. You are
It's
here.
not working. Let me tell you something. Me and God have this thing, and I'll be trying to bargain with him, but every time I try to leave, it's not even subtle. He shuts it down. Like I said, sit down.
You are where you're supposed to be.
I am where I'm supposed to be. So I'm working on being bi-coastal, so I can dip out more and not be staying and living in hotels because that's what I've been doing, especially all this year. So
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
I like how you didn't like you didn't have a set of questions for me. You ain't asked me like, hey, can I ask you this or what do you not want me to talk about? So I was like, okay, ain't no telling what the
And
hell she might ask me.
and you
But
know
I'm here
what?
for it though. I'm
I
here for
freestyle
it.
everything, but I do. So is there anything off limits?
You can ask whatever you want to ask.
Okay, let's go. How long have you been doing poetry?
Uh, I would say, well, the first time I got on stage was in 2000, and I've been writing as young as 18, 19.
Okay,
So,
okay.
it took me a while to muster up enough courage to get on stage, but I would say now 24 years.
Nice.
Had
And
a
was
little
that
break in between.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Was that like an escape for you, or did you have other inspiration that led you to writing?
Um, it's interesting because looking back, discovered I was able to write. Well, a teacher discovered I was able to write at 10 years old, but then in the 12th grade, I had creative writing teacher who kind of opened my mind up to the whole storytelling aspect of it. And
Mm.
like most of us young men, we thought we were going to be rappers. Obviously, that was not the case for me. But for whatever reason, poetry was something, and the way that I wrote, it snatched me. And yes, it was I guess, a bit of an escape from time to time. Just for me to get my thoughts out. I guess using my time constructively as opposed to destructively.
That's good. That's good that you had that kind of motivation, self motivation to kind of do
Yeah.
that. Now, what
Oh yeah.
was it like in Detroit for you? How was life before you got out of there?
I'll say let's say like the last 2 3 years of me being in Detroit, I was relatively in a great space. I had an apartment out in the suburbs around the corner from my mom. I had a steady job at an automotive supplier. The union and benefits and all that. So on the surface level, it would appear that hey, you pretty much got it. My son with me over the weekend, so I was stable and I was good. But I felt like it was something more for me.
Mm,
And listen, I'm gonna say this. This is absolutely no shade to any of my folk that still work in the big three because they have given a lot of people a great living, including my mother. But that's not
mm.
something I saw myself doing for the rest of my life. I didn't know
I
what it was
feel
going to
you.
be, but had I still been in Detroit, I probably would have still been doing that. I don't see myself doing what I've been able to do had I stayed in Detroit, but I just knew it was something more. So
Mhm,
making that decision to leave and leading up to that time, yeah, it was some people like, why are you leaving? Like
mhm.
you got it good. Like you got I'm like, nah man, it gotta be something more. The world is bigger than a D. And
For sure.
unless you leave and go live somewhere else for an extended period of time, you just won't know that. And I've been able to
Right.
I've lived in every time zone.
Ah, that's nice. Where were you in? So what cities were you in each time zone?
So I was in Central Time Zone. I was in Memphis. Um, Mountain Time, El Paso. Uh,
Mm,
Pacific Time, California, and then Eastern Time in Atlanta.
okay, okay. I don't think I realized that El Paso crossed over into Mountain. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how it does too, because you would think I thought it was more West
Central.
Pacific, but it's Mountain Time.
El Paso, Texas?
Yes, it goes.
Okay. Okay. I need a geography lesson. I keep a road atlas. It's right over there on my desk. I promise you, I still use a physical road atlas. I love it.
I'm not judging you.
I don't use it to navigate, but I do keep one. I get one like every couple years. I get the new one. I just like old school maps, and I like globes. I'm kind of that kind of geek. I like stuff like.
I dig the globe, but I'm definitely not about to be on the road trying to pull out a map.
No, no, it doesn't. it doesn't go on the road with me. But sometimes
Okay.
I'll be looking. I'll think of something like I was looking at some real estate in Southern California, and it's kind of frustrating using my device, trying to drag and all that. So if I just look at the physical map and I can see all of the cities, and then I know where to search. That's what I was doing most recently.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I like to look at like side not necessarily side streets, but non-freeway routes to get places.
Hmm.
I love doing that. It is a goal of mine to take my grandchildren on a long road trip, all non-highways.
Now that
So
sounds like that would be adventurous.
it does. It does. I probably would not do it more than once, but growing up, my father used to take us on these journeys, and we would drive. You know, I'm from the middle of Amish country, and right there on the border of Pennsylvania and Ohio. So we would go all these back roads and these roads that were just rolling hills, and we would be in the back of my father's 225 Buick Deuce and a quarter, and we would be like, "Go fast, Daddy! Go, 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 go!" And then we would say, "We the Tickle Hills," so we called them the Tickle Hills. So it's like this long-standing desire for me to take my grandbabies on a journey and find the Tickle Hills. Call me
I'm sure
sentimental.
you. I'm sure you're gonna document that. It's gonna be
Of
funny.
course, I'm going to, man, of course. I certainly am. I want to document it video as well as do a book on the places that we visit.
Okay, I dig
So,
that.
yeah, yeah, take the tickle heels, y'all. We're always in such a hurry. That's the biggest thing. We're always in such a hurry. As a mother, I swear I just had morning sickness yesterday, and my daughter is now 35 years old. Like, what happened to the last 3 decades? So we are always in a hurry. I want to encourage people to slow down,
Hmm.
enjoy the moments, enjoy it. So that is
Before they
the
become
main
memories.
motivation. Huh?
Enjoy the moments before they become memories.
Hold on, y'all know what I got to do on that one. Enjoy the moment
uh,
where they come memories. Had to come back on that. Man, that was a
I,
bar. That
I,
was a bar.
I, I, I get bubbles today. Okay, I'm with that. I'm with
Well,
that.
I'm sure you're gonna continue to get bubbles throughout this.
Hey,
Now, you just have the one child. You have a son, right? You just have one.
I have one- I have one son. He's 26.
Okay, okay. Is he
I know I,
poetic as
I know I
well?
look I know I look 36. No,
You
he
do.
is he is not poetic at all. No, he's not poetic.
Okay, okay. Yeah, you do. That is one thing that I get a lot, and I know that you get. You know, you're how old? If I don't tell people the ages of my children, they like, what? Yes.
I mean,
Now
that
you
means you have
are,
to drink a lot of water.
man. I won the DNA lottery. That's all I can say. My parents was the bomb collaboration. Hey, Eric Troy, I want to give these folks on this live a shout out. We got Eric Troy, one of the coldest bass players ever. Is it bass or guitar? He's nasty with that axe. Rick Ellerby, my baby Fee. Love you, girl. My sister, MJ Hosey. We got Kim Banks on here, Kimberly Banks on here. We got Wendy Sweet. Hey, ladies. Sherry Williams, Renee Almeida, Miranda, Cheryl Gunn Martin. Hey, 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 hey. I want to make
Hey,
sure I
hey,
always shout my
ladies.
people out because you took the time to give me your time, and I do not take that for granted. So I want to show you the love. Man. All
Hey,
right.
lady.
So the voice, y'all. We call him the voice because if you hear, like, he is so smooth with it,
Um,
so smooth with it.
she's not about to have
Now,
me busting.
I want to ask you, how did you transition into acting?
Um, well, I can definitely say acting chose me. It was not something
Mm,
that was it wasn't something that was on my vision board. A young lady by the name of Mika Nicole, rest in peace. She saw me performing spoken word one day, and she was like, "Hey, I'm doing this stage play. You want to come be in it?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry, I'm not an actor." He's like, so I'm doing a stage play, and a part you should come be in it. I said, ma'am, you can hear me. I'm not an actor. I do poetry. She said, well, you about to come be in this stage play playing a poet as an actor. I said, okay. And I, f- I remember going to the first rehearsal, and I really became enamored with the process. Just watching people prepare and getting into character. So it was never a dream of mine. It literally chose me, and
Mm,
I was very very fortunate to have to meet people who saw something in me that I didn't see, because all I wanted to do was get on stage and say these little poems, and hopefully somebody like it and listen. So once I've been fell in love with the process, I started to want to learn more. And over the years, it's kind of it's been like a slow, steady progression, and I just keep doing the work. I just keep learning, man. And
mm.
fortunate, I'm very fortunate to have people who have poured into me, who have presented opportunities for me, and I've done the work too, and I'll continue to do the work. So I love it though. I really do. Like I tell people all the time, I don't want to be famous. I just want to do the work, and I enjoy
Dig it.
doing it.
Dig it. Love it. Shout out to Omari Bonner on YouTube. What's
Oh,
up? Check in from the
that's
D.
that's my homie. We was college roommates, and
Hey,
he's a writer and director as well. So I would
okay.
definitely he would definitely be somebody I would recommend you get on you have on the show too. So my guy's doing this thing. He's an author too. He got a couple books out. So I always shout out my folks from the D.
Okay.
What up? What up, though? Y'all know
Holla
what it
at me,
is.
Omari. Slide in my DMs. Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Nice.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Now, what has been your favorite role to play?
Yeah. Oh, wow. Favorite role. That is okay. So, first of all, that was a very difficult question because some of these roles mean different things to me.
Okay.
But I will have to favorite. I'll say the one that probably um, really had the most impact to date. I believe is when I did Men Pray Too. Shout out to Sister JJ. And the reason why I want to make sure my sound is not muffled, that's why I'm playing with the mic. Um, that role was my favorite and so impactful because it started out as just a theater production, right? Like
Hmm.
60 pages on the script, and we did the play. We did a couple of days with the play, and then when she was like, "We gonna turn it into a movie," not a script doubled,
Mm,
and I had more lines. It was more responsibility, so that was the one. I didn't refer to myself or consider myself an actor until I did that. Even though I had did plays before that, I did some things, but I didn't consider myself an actor until I did that because it was so much more than what I thought it was. So that
hmm.
would probably be probably I would say the most impactful. I don't know if I have a favorite because it's like they all my babies, but when somebody still
Yeah.
refers to me as J Rock, I'm like, yeah, that meant I did my job. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah.
know that feeling. That's what's up.
You you know what? I do have a favorite. And this is probably a favorite for the worst, for the bad reason. So we were doing a Shell of a Man,
I was gonna ask you
and
about
we did a Shell of a Man, and Garrett was not able to show up to play the part of
you stood in
the
for
guy
Garrett.
who did the physical abuse, right? So that was one of those ones because it's so
Okay, let me
not
hold on. Let me set this up for the people who don't know.
okay.
So the very talented Tina B. TLB Productions. She created this concept, this unscripted stage play where there's like seven different scenarios where men are the central characters, but they are all a shell of their best selves. And one was like substance abuse. There was physical abuse. So now we can go in. You stood in for physical abuse. Okay, now tell us why that
Yes.
was your role, the one you like.
So so what made it a favorite because of what happened at the end, right? Because obviously
Hmm.
I was tapping in something that's completely opposite of myself, and where we did it at the crowd, the front row was not even 3 feet away from me.
Yeah, Black
And
Box Theater. Yeah.
shout out to my scene partner. She is absolutely amazing. She
Kayvon,
was so amazing. Kayvon is amazing. So
man.
after it was over, when they called us all out and people were asking questions, there was people in the front row. They told me she was ready to she was ready to do something to me, because I remember during that scene I was hearing people, like, I can hear them, and then after, people just looking at me like they want to
Yeah,
fight me.
you played it a little bit too good. Yeah.
Right. So as an actor, I mean, I was like, "Oh, that really made me feel something," because anybody who knows me knows that's not my personality.
Yes.
So that was probably one too.
So where did you draw inspiration to play an abusive husband and play it well?
I remember, my father, uh, him and my mother split. I was 6, and I remember, the um, altercation that they had. Right. So
Mm,
that was my one thing, and I didn't really have a whole lot to draw from, because I don't even like watching those kinds of movies, because I
mm-hmm,
still feel a certain way about domestic violence.
mm-hmm.
So I think it was just God, because, like, I don't know any dudes that's gonna tell me, "Hey, I be beating up my girl. This what I be doing." You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Or I've watched movies where it was implied, that the guy was dangerous. So it was literally me in my mind. What would this person be like? And in my mind,
Mm,
he's the most horrible, despicable person. He hates her. He probably hates himself. So in those
yeah.
7 minutes, for the cell of a man, and I had never even did it. I don't even think we had rehearsed it. It really just it came from him. It wasn't me. But I remember
Mm,
afterwards, I was in the back, and I was breathing hard, I was sweating, and I just needed a minute to kind of come out of that, because I went to a place that I frankly don't go to.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
It
that's what
A
acting
lot
do,
of
though.
people don't understand that you really have to become that person in the scene. And it takes you to a place where you don't even understand all the time.
It's like I heard the acting coach said, you don't act the role, you don't act the character, you become the
Yeah,
character.
absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
I definitely became him that day.
Mm. I played a abusive, drug addict, alcoholic mother before,
Hmm.
and Barbara wiped me out. She
See,
wiped me out. It was like, and trying to rehearse that, telling the directors and them like, you can't just say cut, do that again. No, trust that I know the lines. I can't do that over and over again.
I
Because I
think I think it's certain scenes when you have a character like that, and it's going to be a powerful scene, and we had a couple of those in Men Pray too. I remember just thinking to myself, I only really have one of these. Like for what this particular scene needed, I said I got one, maybe two,
Mhm.
but I'm a in my mind I have one. And I remember when we did the scene and she yelled cut. I remember some of my castmates was in the kitchen and people were crying like it was quiet.
Oh wow.
I was like, okay. I said, I think you're an
Wow.
actor. I think you're an actor now.
Are you, is that still available? Is that where is Men Pray 2 available?
Yes, it is. It is on Tubi right now. You can go and see it.
All right. Make sure you all go to Tubi and watch Men Pray 2 and check out my
T O
brother.
O T O O, not two, but T
Men
O O.
Pray TOO. Like men pray also. Like pray also.
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes. Shout out to Lashika Jackson on YouTube. Thank you. She
What up,
said, do
Joe?
something.
She's an actress too herself. Yep,
Hey,
she's definitely
y'all
an
get
actress
that?
too.
I'm
Tap
stacking
in.
up.
She's very
I'm
talented.
stacking up, especially going into 2025. I am
Yep.
stacking up. Now, what as a parent, I really want to make sure that I kind of talk about this because Blowing Bubbles podcast is geared toward motherhood, parenthood. So I want to make sure that I tie our conversation in. As a parent, what is one of the biggest challenges you had to overcome?
As a parent, well, I would say definitely allowing. I'm not gonna say allowing. Being strong enough to get out of my son's way and expect for him to make his own decisions, even if I don't agree with him.
That's
E-
huge.
Even with the whatever the repercussions are from his actions, that was very difficult for me to do because he has the blueprint. Like he knows a lot of my history and what I've done.
Hmm.
I just didn't want him to, make some of the mistakes that I made. So, that's the hardest thing is watching your child make a mistake or mistakes that you did, and
Hmm.
they didn't have to do that. So uh, it was it was very disappointing. Uh, but he's an adult, and I know, God got him, and
For sure.
yeah, that was definitely the hardest. I'm like,
Okay.
oh,
We often have that challenge. We want to keep parenting them. We want to keep figuring it out and fixing it for them. Nope, they'll get stuck. I know me especially as a boy mom. Oh my goodness, yeah, that is definitely a challenge. Has been a big challenge for me. Now you mentioned your mistakes. What are some mistakes that you feel like you made that you survived?
ooh wee. So I would say smoking marijuana when I did. Like I was started smoking marijuana at 19 years old, and I stopped smoking marijuana when I was 25 years old. But all of and although I'm not blaming it on that, but it just so happens through those 6 years, probably some of the worst choices I made was during that time. And
Mm,
when I tell people I was addicted to marijuana, I know it sounds crazy, you know, today, but I just couldn't handle it, and I made some bad decisions. I mean, I'm grateful. I'm 24 years clean now, and I know it. I know it sounds crazy because when people say you call yourself an addict, they're not thinking marijuana, but that's what
Most people don't, but
technically.
it's
Yeah,
absolutely an addictive substance. It absolutely is. There's people who will be blazed up Tell I can stop when I want to. I bet you can't. It is absolutely an addictive substance. I commend you for stopping. Did you stop cold turkey? You just quit?
What I will say is God stepped in.
Mm,
And so, yes, some will consider it cold turkey because that day on the third Thursday of October in the year 2000, when he stepped in, I hadn't touched it ever since. That's what I'll say.
mm. You got to unpeel
And
that. How did God step in?
I did say, you can ask whatever you want.
You did.
So, and I don't think I've said this publicly. Yo, that's crazy. All right, so I would I would every day after work I would go get my weed from the same guy, and I have been doing it for like 3 or 4 years. And this particular day, as normal, I get it. Ride back out to Oak Park. I go to my apartment. I'm you know rolling up, take me a shower, lay on the floor. I'm chilling, and I take a hit of it. Right, I take another
Mhm,
hit. So I'm literally just laying on the floor, my arms stretched out, feet crossed, as if I was on the cross, right? Chilling.
mm.
After that second puff, for what seemed like an eternity but wasn't that long, I couldn't move.
Oh,
I literally could not move. And I remember trying to move, and I could not move. I'm talking about stuck. And when I finally regained feelings in my limbs, I literally looked at it and I had looked. I can laugh now. I looked on the table and I looked at him again. I've been getting my weed from this same guy for years, but
mhm,
I had just moved out the hood. I'm trying to do something different. And when I regained feeling in my limbs, I immediately got up and took all that weed and flushed it down the toilet. And I sat on the
mm.
couch. I sat on the couch about a half hour, and I called my mama because I felt she was the only person who would really understand what I was going through. And golly, we cried on the phone because I was afraid. And I'm
Mm.
asthmatic, right? So at that time,
Oh,
my asthma was real bad because I was smoking so much weed, I would get an asthma attack, take my inhaler. As soon as I catch my breath, I keep smoking. That's how bad it was. So
wow.
after that day, first of all, I still can't believe I'm telling this story publicly, but I never looked back. I can't sit up here and say I know it was not the weed that I was smoking. I know it was not. And to know that my body cannot move and I'm literally trying to move. Like my head is
Mm.
moving, but my arms and legs not. I am literally trying to move. I'm like, no, this stuff is crazy. And I never look back. I haven't
Wow.
not a edible, not a joint, not anything. And that was it.
Wow.
And I
Thank
haven't
you for
looked.
sharing.
Yo, I can't believe that. And golly. And there's some people that
It's
know me. There's some people that know me that may see this, and like I've been around it. I have been around it, and I never. Not only did I hadn't smoked. I have not smoked in 24 years. I haven't had the urge. I can still be around it. It doesn't bother me, but that craving was
that's beautiful.
gone after that day.
Wow. I love that. One of the it's got to be my gift. It's one thing that helps me to know that I'm doing something I'm supposed to be doing because everybody says that. I never told anybody that. Thank you.
I alluded to it in my one man show I just did.
Mm-hmm,
I alluded to it, but I didn't share the details. And that was, there's a handful of people that know. I mean, a handful that know.
mm-hmm.
So, ooh wee.
I thank you. And on YouTube, Michael Martin said Somebody needed to hear that. Wow. Yes, thank you. There's somebody who may have that spiritual encounter with something that has a stronghold on them. It may be marijuana, it may be alcohol, it may be promiscuity. It can be anything that is impeding you from being the best version of yourself. Once God step in, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. You can't. You will be paralyzed in the moment without being physically paralyzed, but you won't be able to move. I'm telling you, that is not. You can't. I'll use the word blame. You can't blame it on anything or anyone but God. He will sit you still when he's trying to get your attention. And that is such a blessing that you listened that first time.
And I knew it.
Woo.
Like I knew it. I couldn't explain it. And I think that's why I called my mama, but I had to wait a half hour because I was so scared and shook. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? But she made me understand. She said, son, that was the Holy Spirit just got a hold of you.
Yep.
God just saved you because that was the beginning of me changing my life. That was
Mm.
the very beginning.
I got to blow
Me
bubbles again on that.
me not getting high. That was the beginning of
Hmm.
life. That was
That
beginning of
is
life.
phenomenal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I love
yeah.
that. I love that um,
Um,
you heeded to that sign and did not have to be chastised any further because it could have gotten worse. When he has a calling on your life and you're not walking that path, you keep veering off, veering off, veering off. He just picked you up and put you right back. But the next time you could have been yoked up.
yes,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. I'm so glad that you had that gentle encounter that you were wise enough to redirect. It
Listen,
might not have felt gentle to you in that moment, but
definitely was gentle. He like, hey, now come here, come here, come here now. Let me holler at you. Oh, he got my attention that evening.
nice, nice. Well, I'm
All right,
grateful that you had that encounter, and I'm so grateful that you shared that with us here on the Blowing Bubbles podcast live at 8:45. Man,
yes, sir.
so okay, so take us to the journey of your ascension. You're now clean. How fast did you see things start to shift in your life?
Uh, almost immediately because I have to give a little context. So during that time, I had warrants out for my arrest for probation violation, right? And the reason why
Mm-hmm.
I had warrants because if I knew if I went and I gave another bad drug test, they were gonna lock me up. So October, I stopped smoking weed. That very next year, on my birthday in 2001, I asked my mom. I say, "Hey, can you drop me off?" Damn, another story. I asked my mama could she drop me off at the courthouse
Mm-hmm.
because I go turn myself in. I was going back to the court to the same judge, be like, "Hey, I got warrants off my arrest. So on my birthday, that's what I did. And I sat in that courtroom all day. And her Judge Margie L. Braxton. I'm sitting in the courtroom all day. And by lunchtime, they was like, well, why are you here? I was like, well, I have warrants out for my arrest. And the clerk and the judge looked at each other. They was like, well, why do you have warrants? I said, well, because she said if I failed another drug test, I was going to jail. But now I can pass the drug test. So they went to lunch and they had to go and find my file. So at the end of the close to the end of the day, judge called me back up and reinstated my probation. And my homegirl Darcel, shout out to Darcel. My homie Darcel came and picked me up from the court because I told my mama, don't even worry about it. I said, if they keep me, I'll be here. So they didn't keep me. I called my homegirl Darcel. She picked me up and we actually went to her crib. She had a little get together to watch the fireworks. And that's how I spent my birthday. So that was like me not having that cloud over my head anymore. And at that time, I had already got a job because I was able to, they trust me. They didn't even take a drug test. So then I was able to pass a drug test. So from there, it was a slow Me not having that cloud no more, and I didn't have to get nervous anymore when the police pull up behind me.
Mm,
That was another cloud that was lifted.
I love it.
Damn, damn, really sharing this, man. Listen,
I
hey,
love it. Don't
hey,
clam up now. Don't clam up now. We
hey,
got a
it's
few new
you
people.
know what? It's part of the journey though. It's part
Hmm.
of my journey, and I embrace that. I embrace every last bit of it. I'm not afraid of it. I'm not ashamed of it. So
Amen.
hey, it is what it is. But I'm
Hey,
still here to
I
talk
love
about it.
it. I love it. Shout out to Carrie Ann Sidbury, Joynice Pope, Renzo Dawkins, Nina Seville on Facebook. Y'all, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate if you give me a share, 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 share. Hit that little share button. We want to
Yeah,
run
hit that share button. My mama might see this too. She'll be like, "Son, what you say?" I said, "Yeah, mama."
it happens. I'm telling you, it happens all the time. I had one guy get off. We pre-recorded our episode, and he got off the when I turned the camera off. That man called his mother. He was like, "Mama, I just did a podcast interview, and I was talking about my childhood."
I mean, you know the thing is, and I understand it, right? We get on these platforms, and subconsciously, a lot of us afraid of being judged by
Mhm.
speaking our truth. But my mama always said, if you tell on yourself, can't nobody tell on you.
Nobody.
You know, you
Period.
know. So um, again, I'm not ashamed. I used to be, but I'm not
Mhm.
ashamed.
That's
So
that's
I am
good
who I
because
am.
shame is heavy. Shame is a very heavy thing to carry around.
I own
Um,
mine.
dig it. And I got to that place where I was walking in my truths within the last. It's just been the last year or two. I walked around just not really ashamed, but still not fully living the truest me.
Right.
Um, but if you look on my website, it says right big and bold as soon as you log on, the coolest safe space on the planet. This is absolutely a cool space. There is no judgment, and I've never had anybody get crazy in the comments. And I definitely won't come at anybody. We all go through stuff. We all have experiences. We all make choices that probably don't serve us very well. So here, I want people to learn from my guest's experience. Maybe somebody has a son that is going through something that they're dibbling and dabbling with marijuana, and they may see this and they
Hmm.
can share it with their son or their child, their daughter. Like, hey, this is something, maybe it'll speak to you. So I want to encourage everybody, share as much as you're comfortable sharing, because you definitely have a testimony, and
Yeah.
somebody can be set free by your testimony.
Just listen. Ooh wee. Listen. I'm just glad to still be here. I wake up every morning with a spirit of gratitude before I even get out of bed. I'm like, thank you, Jesus. All right,
That's
let's
right.
because all right, let's get the day started.
That's
So
right. That's right.
yeah. I'm all right with that. I am all right with sharing what I just shared. I am.
Hey. Okay. Okay. Can you share some poetry with us? You got a word for us?
Oh, some poetry. Let me see.
You see how he lit up, y'all? That's his jam right there.
Ladies. Let me see. Never once have I been ashamed nor afraid to admit the demographic of women I've always had an affinity for. The recipient of numerous jokes and questions like, hey, she like them big girls so much for. You see that kind of foolishness I chose to ignore, but over the years the feelings remained. With it came some experience and a greater appreciation, so you can say it was enhanced, but it never changed. Now, yes, I'm a man, and being visual is a vital component within my DNA. And even today, I must say, just my eyes light up just watching her walk. So voluptuous, the rhythm in which her hips sway, exuding confidence, and it's on full display. Upon entering the room, Some of the smarter ladies cut their eyes and crack jokes, but they instantly turn away, and she notices this and she adjusts her crown slightly. You see, this is queen status, beyond regal. While many consider her presence intimidating, some may view her confidence downright illegal. In my humble opinion, the most unprotected, discriminated against group of people on the planet, and I can't stand it. And it's so outlandish, considering the fact that I was raised by one. That and what I speak of is a black woman. Sisters, you are not to be confined by society's standard of beauty. You set the standard. In fact, you are the standard. Yes, while man may hold the title as the head, you, the rib, the heartbeat from which the blood flows, breathing life through the lungs of man, enabling him the ability to utilize that brain, the strength, the ability to lead, sustain effectively. You are his backbone, the most dangerous and of all kind of weaponry. Oh, in all your splendor. Whew. Starting from those pedicure toes, most importantly to your brain, hell, even down to your cuticles. You see, we must reinforce the fact to these young girls, reassuring them of their value as they evolve into this world, disregarding images seen on the internet and television. Escape that prison, being susceptible to self doubt. You see, when God created you, He loves you so much that He sprinkled a little something extra in the pot. So much so that there are women around the world paying for what you got naturally. Ladies, I am merely a vessel here to remind you of your worth beyond what you see in the mirror. Please remove those blinders. Jackson Pollock cannot paint this masterpiece any clearer. That is you. Because if we have learned nothing from the likes of the Oprah Winfrey's and the Ava DuVernays and even the Kamala Harris's, despite the outcome, the sky is not the limit, black woman, because you, you, and you, the sky is limitless. The standard.
Woo! Yes, thank you. Yes.
Hey,
Tierra
yo,
Wynn
you.
said, come on now. Lashika Jackson
Hey,
finger
hey, hey,
snap.
hey.
Kelsey Buchanan, thank you for
Listen,
sharing. Needed to hear that today.
you.
Yes, people,
Oh,
I know these people. You brought these folks in here. Thank you, thank you, thank you for tuning in. Woo! Thank you for
listen, you.
that ode to the black woman, the fuller figure, the the
Hey, you know what?
voluptuous.
Hey, listen. I like what I like. Why am
I
I
like
sounding
what
like this?
you
I like what I
did.
like, and I remember I was at a bar or some event, and it was a group of women, and they were having this conversation how they felt like black men hated them, based on it was either their size or their hair, because it was this thing where all dudes claim they only wanted natural women and all of these things, and I'm like, really? Now, as somebody who got teased for my preference since third grade, I was like, well, I went home and poured some vodka and tonic water, and I sat down and I wrote that poem because I'm like, we don't hate y'all. But I do believe, unfortunately, there is a demographic of black men that don't like black women. And yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. And if any gentleman has a problem, just come talk to me. Because if you what I saw on my timeline today, it is clear. Some of
It's
y'all
clear.
don't like black women. And I said what
It's
I
clear.
said. And if you have a problem, please come and talk to me. And I bet you won't. I had to get that out. You definitely ain't gonna come and talk to me. We all know that. I dare you.
All I can do is blow some bubbles. Bam, what he said.
And there
Listen, I
and
loved
there
it.
and there and there are people who know me in real life who really know something about me, who know something about me. So I appreciate like that was so spur of the moment for you to ask me to do some poetry, and I was like, "Well, damn, what am I gonna do?" And that was the first one that popped into to my head. Yeah,
Okay, okay. Well, I'm glad you stay ready. Glad you stay ready. Now,
I am a professional.
Gus, yes, you are.
Ah,
You are. Um, are you? And here's a question. Gotta ask.
of course, you have to ask.
Are, are
Okay, go ahead, go ahead.
so I was caught off guard recently on social media because I start to see. I'm like, wait a minute, seeing posts. You went from a newlywed to being unmarried real quick. You first of all, you okay?
Can I get some water first?
Get some water, brother. Get some water. Get some water.
And for the record, I wasn't trying to avoid the question. I am not
I,
going to avoid the question. Okay, so let's start over. Go ahead, I'm listening.
okay.
You you
So
you
you know,
you was on
and
the internet.
we don't see each other regularly. We got affiliations and whatnot, you know, but we
Yeah.
follow each other on social media. So I went from seeing a like a beachfront wedding, and then like you're not married no more, and it was a short time span from my recollection. How you doing, my brother? First and foremost,
First off, I am great,
I'm glad to
and
hear
I
that.
and I am not just saying that. I am actually pretty good. I am groovy.
I'm glad to
Thank
hear
you for
that.
asking. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, because for one, you know, you just referenced the black woman being unprotected. Um, Black men are so overlooked, especially from your emotional well being standpoint. So, how dare I ask you a personal question and not ask you the most personal? How are you? Um, and that's me being just me. I'm a nurturer. Um, and actually knowing you and knowing the pain of a break, I couldn't approach this with a lack of sensitivity. So
I appreciate
man,
that.
um how I don't even know what to ask because I'm not really one to pry per se, but I'm really genuinely curious as to the rapid rise and decline, which looked like a rapid rise and decline for me on the outside. Okay. Because I don't
Okay.
even know exactly how long y'all were together. I just know you was cooking and doing all the things, and it was photo shoots, and then we on the beach, and then so how does something that looks so great um, de-escalate so quickly?
The first thing I'll say is I want nothing but happiness for her. Uh, I,
Mm,
I I can honestly say I have no ill will or malice in my heart towards her. I don't regret any of it. It was a learning experience. But what I do believe, sometimes people just aren't aligned, and that's
mm,
okay. You know what I'm saying? That's
mm,
okay. So it happens like that. I mean, it may sound insensitive of what I'm about to say, but I said this, on my show. I was like, people get divorced every day, b, and not to sound insensitive, but it does happen. But you don't. You have a. My mother told me something years ago, and she always said you go in the same, you go out the same way you go in. So you say you bow out gracefully and humbly, regardless of the
mm,
circumstances around it, because these things are never easy. There's always some energy around it, but you still have a
mm,
choice of how you conduct yourself. And I made a decision to say I have no ill will. I have not, and I will not ever have anything negative to say about her. I'm not gonna let anybody else say anything negative about her in front of me, and I'm at peace with all of that. So,
That's
when people ask me how I'm doing, I'll be like, "You have, I am really splendid. I really am. If you really knew, I'm actually happy, and I hope she is too. I really do. So sometimes people are not aligned, and it's okay. So
okay.
it was a learning experience, and I learned.
Now, how long did the marriage last?
It was less than 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe a year and a half. Yeah, yeah.
Was that your first marriage?
No, no. I'll tell you one thing. That's not something I ever have to do again.
Really?
I I do not have to do that again. I don't.
Oh, man.
And I think marriage is a beautiful thing. I do. But where I'm at this life at this big age, that is not something that I require. I don't
I,
require that. Mm-mm.
I can totally understand that. I totally
And
understand
and for those who there are people who they really want that, and I think that's fine too. You know, to each his own. As a mama say, do to suit yourself.
that.
So
For
I don't have to
sure.
do that again. I don't have to do that again. What I would want in a relationship, I don't necessarily have to have that in order to have that. Whenever,
Got it.
you
It's
know.
it's good to be have that self realization though. Many people truly don't know what they want, and that's how they end up in situations that they find themselves trying to get out of. Like,
Hmm.
ooh, I didn't think that all the way through. Yeah,
And then be mad and bitter at themselves.
and
And
mad and bitter. Yep.
I think that's a choice that people make. I think people, if they want to have that attitude, they choose to carry that anger and hurt. I don't know what
Hmm.
for. I don't know what
Yep.
for.
Michael Martin said, "Yes, sir. Here, here." Kelsey Buchanan said, "Tell us how you really feel." I don't know how long ago she said that, but yeah.
I think that was when I was talking about when I said the black men hating black women and
Oh,
how I felt.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
On YouTube, I mean on Facebook, we got Carisha Zanita, and my girl Nairi Chanel. Hey, I won't say your real name. Hey, my
What up, Joe?
friend. Hey, I appreciate you all for tuning in. Now, I want to pivot a little bit. What are some things that you have coming up that people can support?
Well, I just had several things that just came out over the last week or so. Um, what's coming up? What is I? It's another project I'm a part of. Uh, this young lady, she has in her YouTube channel, but it's for children. Tiffany Lorian. I just did a 3 episode series around Halloween that was released around Halloween time. There's another episode with her that's coming out. Um, Devotion and Homicides is something that's going to be coming. Sinful Lies is a movie uh, that's already done that's coming out. If you haven't seen Destiny, a love story gone wrong, you can see that. That's on Tubi as well. Uh, I actually have my one man show from the D to the A, the Journey. Um, it was recorded in July. It's been edited, and I haven't decided when or what platform I'm gonna put it out on yet. I'm just waiting for him to give me the sign. So that's gonna come out whenever it does come out. I've been posting the video clips just to kind of give people idea of what it was like. Those of you who were in the room, y'all know exactly what it was. We sold out the Atlanta Theater. Yeah, sold out. Shout out to the Six Flow Band. Shout out to FYP Productions. Shout out to Aaron. what else is coming? I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, this is not necessarily a project, but I am actually interning working this week at the Peachtree East Point International Film Festival that's taking place Thursday through Sunday. So
That's huge.
not only will I be working, I'll be taking part in some of the workshops. It's a table read that I was specifically selected for that I'm very um, honored about. Somebody was like, "Hey, I want you to do this one." So give me a chance to kind of learn and work and be in the atmosphere. And yes, thank you. See, people be watching. I be forgetting. So there's a series out called 4.4. To
Thank you, Tiara.
shout out to Aaron Janelle. Listen, thank you for people. See these people who rock with me, who be watching. I see you, Tiara. 4.4 is a series. Shout out to Aaron. Shout out to FYP Productions. This project is centered around um, a group of women, one of which is, entering into her 40s and trying to figure out what she wants to do, what direction she wants to go in her life. I ironically play a businessman who was recently divorced. Shout out to Brand, who plays my best friend. He's a married man with kids. So episode 2 just dropped Sunday. So it's on my page. If you go to my page now, you will see it. I got the link on the post. So just scroll a little bit, just be nosy and just scroll on my page. You will see if uh, episode 2 is called Be Still. Be
Mm.
Still. So it's my character has some hilarious moments. So I'm interested in seeing people's reaction because he is on one in this episode. Again, all I'm gonna say, he freshly divorced and he back outside. So y'all might
Ooh
want to
wee. Oh, I can't wait to
check out
tune into that.
check out that episode. It is. I feel like it's something else coming up. I'm currently uh, writing a movie. Shout out to Shawnee D. I've been the lead writer for this movie since July. It's called Letters of Forgiveness, based on a book that she had written. So I'm very proud to be a part of that. So it's a lot of things that is happening. I don't want to make it feel like I'm forgetting anything, but yeah, it's some more stuff coming. It is. I'm auditioning all the time, and
Stay
um,
working, booked and busy.
I just want to do the work. That's it. Just an
Hey,
opportunity to do the work. That's all I want to do, and whatever comes out of it, it just comes out of it.
I
So
love that.
yeah,
I love that. With that definitely high level mindset is going to continue to come to you. I love that.
yeah.
And when you decide that you are done working, you want to sit down and retire, what do you want your legacy to be?
Um, that I was just a good person, a good son, a good father, just a decent human being, Um, and I wanted to be known like every gift, everything that he has given me, I maximized it all. I didn't cheat it. I didn't shortcut it. I put all the work and the effort in, So I just want to leave it all on the floor and people know I was just a good person. And of course they'd be like, damn, he did smell impeccable, So
So, ladies, if you don't know, if you've never heard him, that's the phrase. He always smells impeccable.
actually the phrase, I didn't know if we can cuss on here, but I didn't know if this is a family show. It's MFing impeccable. Yeah,
Thank,
yeah, yeah,
thank
yeah.
you for
So
abbreviating.
yeah. I want no problems, but yeah, just a decent human being. Like I'm flawed. I ain't perfect, but my heart is good, and I'm a general good person. I would like to believe that. So I would definitely want that to be hopefully the first thing somebody would say and be like, he did his thing. He did his thing.
Nice, nice. And you can cook. What's your favorite thing to cook? I want to ask you that
Hey,
before I let you go.
so let me tell you something, right? I I am extremely humble. Okay, my brother tells me I'm too humble. I need to pop my stuff a little more. But the one thing, the one place area in my life that I am extremely cocky and confident in is what I do in that kitchen. Like I really do this better than anything else.
You do,
In
man.
my in my opinion, I really do this. Let me tell you what I made the other day. I made this 15 bean. Listen, it's
Thick,
supposed to be a so it's sold as a 15 bean soup, right? With the little ham seasoning packet. I don't use it as a soup. I literally made it like I was making pinto beans or some red beans. But I made it Cajun style. When I tell you these beans,
15.
yes,
I'm
15.
slacking. I'm slacking.
Listen, let me tell y'all
I,
something. If y'all don't know nothing about me, just know I get down in that kitchen. Don't ever play with me.
I'm. You know what? I'm gonna need a bowl of that next time you make that. You just gonna have to hit me up.
Listen,
I'll
I
pull
didn't
up wherever.
already. I cook way too much all the time, so it's in the freezer now. I didn't already had to put it in the freezer. I did put me a little bowl to the side though, just in case I want to get some more. But yeah, I put it in the freezer. But yeah, you asked me what's my favorite dish.
Yeah, or your signature. Like if you get invited to the cookout, what are they asking you to bring?
Uh, if I'm going to a cookout,
Or whatever, the
I'm never
party,
asked.
the dinner, whatever it
Yeah, I'm
is.
never asked to bring anything. But like if it's a Thanksgiving and somebody like, hey, bring something, I'm probably bringing my collard greens
Mm.
because ain't nobody messing with my collard greens. Ain't nobody messing with my collard greens. I need y'all,
So
y'all know.
here's let me drop this exclusive what I'm searching for season 3 of the Blowing Bubbles podcast. I want a studio that has a kitchen area in it because food has to be a part of it. And we need to do a whole little cooking segment with Mr. Outley.
Listen, do not let me put on my superhero cape apron. Listen, I would
Listen,
definitely come and I'm bringing my own seasonings, and don't let me bring Big Red with me.
uh-oh. What's Big Red? Your grill?
That's my pot.
Oh, you got a so
I'm
to
one
be
of them.
sure.
I bring my own pot and apron.
Woo!
Yes,
That's
and
something
apron.
serious. Apron is one thing, but a brother bringing his own pot, man, he brought
Yeah,
home field advantage with him. Oh man,
Big Red is
ooh,
riding with me.
ooh, we got.
Listen,
I might have to rent a test kitchen just to do because there's test kitchens around Atlanta where you can do recipes and stuff, build cooking and all that good stuff for commercial purposes. I might
hmm
have to rent a kitchen just so we can do another special episode, cooking with
and you
Mister
know
Allen.
what? I don't play with me because I'll do it. If somebody listen, somebody go see this, be like, yep, he'll do it. I'm bringing all the seasonings, everything I need. Yep.
Ooh,
I
ooh. Any other BBP guests that you think you can burn? We will have a whole cook off because I'm right now. Until somebody else step up, my money is on my guy right here. Okay.
listen, don't let me make my shrimp tacos with this homemade guacamole and this chipotle sauce and a homemade pico de gallo. Y'all better stop playing me. A lot of y'all been in my stories. I be posting stuff in my stories. Y'all see what it is. I did some short ribs a
Woo.
few weeks ago.
Not the
Y'all
show.
listen. I did the short ribs. Y'all better stop playing with me.
I'm on a
See,
I'm on a meat I'm on a meat fast right now.
listen.
Me and
It could be
me and some
vegetables too.
friends.
It could be vegetables. It don't even
You
matter.
when you said collard greens, I was like,
See, I got real excited when it's time to cooking because I know that's what I really know how to do well.
whoo.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
man. Well, I am so grateful that you took your time and came and sat down and have a casual conversation with me.
thank you
You
for having me.
shared some things. You
I
you were
did.
very candid and open with us. I appreciate that so very much. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you all follow Mr. Outley. How can they follow you, brother?
Yes, it's at Harold Outley on all social media platforms. And if you really want to, just go into a rabbit hole uh, with me, you can go to my website, uh, www.mrwhatupdoe.com. I'm
I
spelling for
love
you.
it.
WWMR
I'm slacking. My cup. I don't have my cup. Dang it. I left my cup.
WHATUPDOE, or the link is in my bio. If you want to just kind of, do a little deep dive. I got a lot of, videos and pictures and everything. Tap in with me. For bookings and everything for your holiday events for the poetry, the hosting. If it's anything as far as acting wise, I have Asian and Mandarin now, so I kind of got to do it a different way now.
Yeah.
So yeah, just tap in, tap in. I appreciate y'all, and I
All right.
appreciate you. I appreciate you for having me and blowing the bubbles.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I thank you so very much. Y'all make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that like button, hit that share button. We want to make sure that this platform continues to grow because we have been doing some amazing things. We are worldwide, whether you know it. We've been giving bubbles away. We gave bubbles away in Africa. We gave bubbles away in Aruba, in Dominican Republic, in all over the United States. I'm giving away bubbles. I'm giving away merchandise. I'm spreading the message of just loving bubbles. The basic meaning, the most basic meaning behind what I do is you cannot blow bubbles and be mad at the same time. So today, after yesterday, what had happened, I think a lot of y'all need to go to the dollar store and just find some bubbles because it's a lot of very strong emotions going on. But yes, the Blowing Bubbles podcast is doing amazing things. So help me run these numbers up, y'all. I appreciate you, my brother, and I will
Thank you,
definitely be
thank
in
you.
touch and let you know when I set that thing up for that cookie because we have to bring that back. We
I
definitely
will
have
definitely come. I'm so
to.
serious
Okay.
about that.
Okay. And y'all check him out on Tubi, Men Pray Too. That's TOO and all the things. Go to his website, watch that 4.4, his Facebook channel, all the things. All
Go
the
to
things.
4.4. Go see episode 2 right now.
Okay. We're gonna get it. I thank you so
Yeah.
much. Anything
Good
you want to
job.
say in closing, my brother?
What up, Joe? From the D to the A.
My bubbles is being so flaky. Thank you so much. I want y'all to stay popping. We tripping on the bubbles. Bye. I'm going to end it. Bye, y'all. Thank you for tuning in.